brothers, we are celebrating the feast of James the Apostles, na kung saan we offered everything to God, we offered everything to Jesus, and followed Him. So mayroong mga characteristics si James na pwede natin sundan. As a missionary also, one of my reflections is, if I want to follow Jesus, what kind of person that I would like to become? And if I want to follow Jesus as a missionary to Hiroshima, what kind of action that I would like to perform? So allow me to share with you the three characteristics. It is also the characteristic. These are also the characteristic of Jesus na ibinabahagi ko doon sa Diocese of Hiroshima. Una, a prayerful missionary, servant. Second, a lover person, a lover missionary, a lover servant, and a humble person, a humble missionary, and a humble servant. Henry Nouwen, in his book, In the Name of Jesus, has offered me some thoughts on the questions, what should Christian leader look like? This question brings me to reflect the three characteristics of being a missionary priest in the Diocese of Hiroshima. First of all is prayer. Henry Nouwen is saying that it is not enough for me as a leader to be moral person, directing, guiding, and shaping morality. Rather, I must be a person who dwells in the presence of God and lives from that presence. Leadership must have a foundation that is nothing more and nothing less than a relationship with Jesus. My life in Japan leads me to be a prayerful person. Every night, I pray the evening prayer with my Japanese brother. I am aware that my life is a life of prayer, and it should not be separated from me. My brother's prayer is an ingredient of my vocation as a missionary that make me a habit to encounter the presence of God. Second characteristic is being a lover person, a lover servant, a lover missionary. Henry Nouwen reminds me the words, I am simply called to love as a lover priest, as a lover missionary, as a lover servant. As a lover priest, I would like to use the words be seen, be approachable as a priest. This is one of the most important things in my pastoral ministry in the Diocese of Hiroshima. Parishioners need our paternal and loving presence, and most especially, they need somebody to listen and somebody who can give advice in their spiritual journey. And lastly, as a priest, as a missionary, the virtue of humility. I must have to practice. Henry Nouwen shows the possible big temptation to the pastors, for us. He addresses in the writing of the book, In the Name of Jesus, the desire of pastors to be spectacular. Again, this is accompanied by a desire for popularity and also power. It is quite challenging. However, humility should be a remarkable symbol of Jesus that I have to remember as a priest, that I have to remember as a missionary. My brothers, in this world, I have nothing to be proud of. My honor, power, titles, fame are belongs to God. As a missionary, as a member of the Mission Society of the Philippines, I need to have a humble heart, like Jesus' humility known to Paul's letter to the Philippians. It says, though Jesus was in the form of God, did not regard equality with God as something to be exploited, but he emptied himself, taking the form of a slave, being born in human likeness. And being found in human form, he humbled himself and became obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. In fact, these three characteristics, being prayerful, a lover, a humble person, a humble missionary, a humble servant, are the characteristics of Jesus. These characteristics open my horizons to become a man of prayer, a man of love, and making myself humble, serving people in the church as a Christian leader, as a missionary, with joy and gratitude to God every day in my mission in the Diocese of Hiroshima. Amen.